Hello there, friends. Welcome back to Twin Peaks Tarot. And this time I'm looking at the cards from the Magician Longs to Sea Tarot deck by Ben Mackey. And it's the minor Arcana cards for wands, or in this case, logs, because it's Twin Peaks, of course. So I'm not going to beat around the bush. Let's look at these cards. First we have the Ace of Wands, which it seems to be being held by a black suit, which would suggest an FBI agent, maybe. But I mean, this looks very much like Sam Lanterman, don't you think? the resemblance is uncanny. But yes, that would be the log lady's husband. Margaret Lanterman's husband, Sam anyway, that's for sure. It looks very much like him anyway. And so you've got the 9 sycamores here from Glastonbury Grove and the pool of engine oil. So what does the One of Logs mean in a tarot deck? Well, usually it would mean new beginnings, good news, something new, like a creative spark, new initiative, new ideas, finding a new passion and enthusiasm. It's not so much about work, could be, but it's more of a personal, creative endeavour, I think. Yeah, it's the card of sort of being excited about something new. So yeah, it could be any sort of challenge. It could be something, yeah, like a hobby. It could be going away, being given a challenge, that kind of thing. It's a nice card to have. In reverse, it means delays and disappointing news, creative blocks, lack of initiative, this kind of thing, losing a bit of a spark. So yeah, you want to see this in upright if you get it in your readings. There we are, that was the Ace of Wands, logs. Next up, Mr. Director Gordon Cole. Director David Lynch as Gordon Cole, and he's carrying he has one wand or stick there, and the other one here is carrying the American flag, because of course they work for the Federal Bureau of Investigation. Now there's so much going on in this one. so much. We got Coop in the waiting room, Black Lodge, wherever he is. It's the doppelganger of Coop. How he's got a photo of that, we'll never know. It's a bit like that photo of Audrey on Ben Horn's desk, where she's laughing at the Norwegians leaving. You're like, how the hell did they get that photo? Clearly it's just a prop, but I like to make a mystery out of everything. And engraved on Cole's desk is, I don't know if you can see that, it's a small, this way up, sorry, a small Mexican chihuahua. Perfect. And Cole is, of course, carrying a blue rose, and he has his hearing aid in, his hearing, assistant. Now, I have my theories about equipment and things, and certainly the frequency that Mr. Cole hears on, I feel like he's on a different one to us. Let's just say that. I think he's learned, and we know that he can hear better than he likes to make out. Anyway, I'll talk. I think I'm going to write something about that, so watch out for that at some point, whenever I have hours to spare, which is like never these days. Okay. Got which I think is Twin Peaks in the background there, which seems to be on fire. So yes, the Two of Logs. it means, the Two of Wands usually means two paths, decisions to make, choosing an option. But it can mean planning which one you want, which route you want to take. But it's also the card of thinking things like the grass is always greener, but it's not necessarily, you know. It can be quite a rash decision, like leaving without much notice. So it could, yeah, detachment, or just feeling all of a sudden withdrawn and discontent. So this might mean just getting on your bike and going. In reverse, it kind of means fear of change and indecisiveness. It means like choosing the safest option, perhaps, being full of self-doubt, disappointment in yourself. So yes, it's a strange card for this, for what's depicted here, but I suppose we've got Cole's intuitive side and the blue rose side of cases that he appears to be choosing, and then he's got the normal sort of FBI work that he would be doing otherwise, but he's chosen the weird and wonderful, of course. Right, next up, Julie Cruz. Wonderful. It's funny, my introduction to Twin Peaks was because of Julie Cruz. My dad loved Julie Cruz's voice, and he let me stay up and watch Twin Peaks when I was 11 years old with him while my mum was at night school. I remember it clearly being on BBC Two, scaring the bejesus out of me. But I was completely obsessed, and I remember my dad listening to Julie Cruz in the house a lot, and me having that wonderful tape cassette of the soundtrack that had all those little pictures of all the cast characters. I loved that. I used to look at it all the time. It was so interesting, and I loved that Diane on that was a picture of the dictaphone. Couldn't think of the tape recorder anyway. Loved it. Still love it. So here's Julie Cruz. She has two wands on stage with her hair and a microphone wand. The spotlight is quite interesting. It's obviously shining directly on her. We can't see her face, but there are a lot of spotlights in Twin Peaks. They seem to be when bad things are happening, like Maddie's murder. But also in season 3, I noticed when Sonny Jim gets given his swing set, there's a spotlight shining all around him, and it gave me some horrible thoughts of what was going to happen, and luckily they did not come to fruition. It's just very dreamlike, isn't it? And so what does Julie the Cruz mean with 3 of Wands? It means travelling, moving abroad, going somewhere to a foreign land, moving forward, and having belief in yourself and self-confidence. So this is obviously her standing on the stage, being the centre of attention. It's about hard work paying off, spreading your wings, and maybe a long-distance relationship or long-distance travel, that kind of thing. So taking a risk on someone who's a bit far away. Fortune favours the brave. In reverse, it means returning from travels, moving back home, holding on to the past a bit, being haunted by it. It's a bit of stage fright, I suppose, a lack of confidence, self-doubt, or perhaps a failed long-distance relationship. So, yeah, not as fun in the reverse position. Next we have the Four of Wands, and this is a lovely card, isn't it? Beautiful. We've got Major Briggs and Bobby here in Briggs's vision of the White House, where his son would be happy and he could only think of good things for him. That's just lovely. We've got the bird here as well. I've forgotten what type of bird it is, but the bird from the intro. Blue roses, white roses, yeah. Blue, white and red roses all in the vegetation outside. A deer down there. So it's like Bobby's future, which is lovely. We like that. And so in tarot, what does this card mean? The Four of Wands. It means happy families, reunion, coming home celebrations, surprises, parties, weddings, feeling welcome, that kind of sort of really warm community family feel. That's especially with a celebration or a return home. In reverse, of course, then it means the opposite. It means unhappy families or break down in relationships with your family members, and perhaps cancelled events, things that have had to be postponed or cancelled completely. It's about leaving home, so if you're moving away to uni or away for a job or something, it could mean that. Or feeling like you're the black sheep of the family perhaps as well, so it could be like you don't feel welcome in your family. So let's keep an eye on that one. Next, this is a weird picture. It's a great picture, a weird picture. We have Laura, obviously, Bob, the fireman, Doppel Cooper, I'll call him Doppel Cooper here, and the arm holder, little man from another place, and a bowl of calm ambrosia. What does this mean? They're all fighting with logs and sticks, however you want to say. Strange that Coop is here. He's standing on a box like the jumping man did. Very odd. Very, very odd. So what does the Five of Wands mean? Well, it means conflict, fighting, arguments, rows, disagreements, a struggle. So yes, everything that's depicted here really. It's being territorial. So I suppose we're here in the convenience store, which seems to be a place between two worlds. We've never seen, as far as we know, we don't really know at all, we've never seen anyone from the White Lodge in the convenience store. It's only been dark entities, also we assume. But I would say that these are both doppelganger versions, so of Laura and Cooper. So yeah, other than fireman, it really is the only one who's out of place. Although those two could be on the same side. It's really hard to say, isn't it, from this card? I don't think it matters. It means conflict. And Coop's wielding his coffee cup as a weapon there. So in reverse, it's got to mean the opposite of a fight, really. So yeah, it means the end of a conflict, end of struggle, reaching an agreement, peace, harmony, fear of confrontation, that sort of thing. Shyness as well, I think, is probably in there. Which, I mean, basically the whole story of Twin Peaks is about balance, isn't it? Balance between good and evil. The black and white lodges. One can't exist without the other. You can't have light without dark. You can't have dark without light. So it's finding a compromise between the two areas. Perhaps there should be a purple sea behind. Anyway, yes, yeah, that's the Five of Wands. Next we have the wonderful Carl Rod, as played by Harry Dean Stanton, rest in peace. He is the Six of Wands, or logs, and he rides a white horse, and he's wearing his well-known dressing gown, smoking. He has plaster on his forehead. He doesn't want to go anywhere, he just wants to stay where he is. But what does the Six of Wands mean? The electricity cable's here as well. Okay, he's got the 6 on it. Yeah, that's the pole then. The electricity. The telephone pole. Telephone, I always call it an electricity pole. I think it's electricity. Maybe it is. It probably would make sense to be an electricity pole more than a telephone pole. Anyway, it's a message pole. I'll say. Because I don't live in America, I'm not too sure about these things, so I'm sure I'll be corrected in the comments. Right, okay, so yes, what does the Six of Logs mean? It means success, victory, winning, having the advantage, being triumphant. So yeah, it's pretty good card to get, this one. It means, yeah, riding high, being a leader. He's so loved, isn't he, Carl? And, you know, even more so after season 3, because he's such a kind and caring guy. And he's so full of love and apathy that he takes pain away. He's like the opposite, really, of a Black Lodge denizen. He's pure good, pure sweetness. And in reverse, Carl Rod and his 6 rods means failure, lack of achievement, lack of confidence, having a disadvantage, feeling hunted, or that someone has ill will towards you. Might like being bullied, or there's a bit of a pack mentality around you, so it could be at work or in a group of friends or family. So yeah, you're feeling a bit out of place and thrown out of the circle here. Next up is one of the rare cards from season 3. It's the Got a Light Woodsman. Yeah, and he's holding one of his 7 logs. One is on fire, so he has got a light, which there we are, he's happy now. What does it mean? So the 7 of Wands. I mean, before I talk about that, how good was this episode? It really hasn't ever been, and never probably will be, television like that again. It's just every part of that whole episode was bizarre and beautiful and shocking, and just like nothing we've ever seen on TV before. I'm still mesmerised by it now. The visuals, it's great. Yes, even if you don't like Twin Peaks, just watch part 8 of season 3 of Twin Peaks: The Return. It's just incredible. Yeah. Right, yeah, so 7 of Logs. This card means standing up for your beliefs, fighting your corner, being protective and determined, holding your own. So yeah, he definitely did that, this scary chap. I think the Woodsman in season 3 scared me more than anything else in Twin Peaks altogether. When I first saw that one in the cell, oh god, I was so frightened. Thank you, Stuart Strauss, for that amazing moment of TV. So in reverse, it means sort of giving up or folding in on your beliefs, admitting defeat, surrendering, being weak, or probably doing something you don't really want to do. So yeah, bit of being bullied into something. Yeah, that's how I feel about this one. Yes, if it's anything like this guy, he'll be sending you to sleep with his scary incantations, Oh, but this is the water. This is the well. Right. Go. Card 8 of Wands. This goes a bit more old school than the last card. Back to, yeah, it's well, probably a few different scenes. We see some logs on a track. And the traffic lights at Sparkwood in 21, I think, where an amber light still how does he say it? Where an amber light still means slow down, not speed up. I think things have probably changed in Twin Peaks since then. So 8 of logs, lots of logs on this track. What does it mean? It means hastiness, speed. I think probably yeah, it looks like this truck is speeding up at the amber light, not slowing down. It's progress, movement, exciting times, travel, freedom, going on holiday, holiday romances, sudden action. Yeah, so it's quite a good card to get this one upright. In reverse, it would mean slowness, slow progress, delays, having to come home from holidays and feeling those holiday blues, leaving someone behind, missed opportunities, unfinished business, that kind of thing. Another, talking of delays and slowness, was Signor Drool Cup. So yeah, we have here, it's the 9 of Wands. Signor Drool Cup with the coupe shot on the floor, looking very happy with himself, thumbs up, even though this guy's dying. It's another great, tediously slow scene. It's just perfect though. Who cares how long a scene is? What does it mean? I mean, obviously this was a very strange moment in Twin Peaks, and Signor Drool Cup, the slowest waiter, most decrepit waiter, should we say, what it turned into the fireman. Yes, he seems to be like the samsara version of the giant, how he'd appear in human form. So what does it mean? It means, and I think it probably represents Cooper more than the waiter here, it means an ongoing battle weary, feeling fatigued and drained, but being nearly there, being courageous, refusing to give up even though you are so tired. You're gathering your strength. You are fighting your corner, even if it is quietly, and just patient, being patient. You got this. And in reverse, it would mean refusing to compromise or give in, being too stubborn. You might be the last one standing, but you're not really learning from your mistakes. Or you could just feel like you have no fight left. I do apologise, I think my voice is going. Or your courage is running out. You've lost faith in yourself at the final hurdle. So that's the 9 of Wands. Oh, this is an interesting one. The 10 of Wands. This cloaked figure. I don't know if it's supposed to be the cloaked figure that came to visit Briggs before he was abducted and went disappeared. But it could be, but I think it's more likely to be that mysterious person that was in the woods with Leo Remember when Mike and Bobby, at the very early, I think it is episode 1 or 2, they meet Leo about the money for the cocaine deal. The money was in Laura's deposit box, and Leo makes them run for the ball. And there's somebody in the background behind Leo. It's never explained who that is in the balaclava and hooded top. We never know who that is. I mean, yeah, it is not big enough to be Jacques Renaud. It wouldn't be Ben Horn, I don't think, either. So yeah, it's a mystery. But what does this mean, the 10 of Wands, or logs? It means, unsurprisingly, because carrying 10 logs is, pretty tough, that. You wouldn't want to carry 10 logs. It means being overburdened, overloaded with work, responsibilities, being stressed, having too much weight on your shoulders, too much responsibility, feeling a bit burnt out or taken for granted that you can just deal with all this stuff without any help. So it could be at work, it could be at home. You've got too many things to deal with at home. It's obviously not just actual duties, it could be mentally you're dealing with too many things all at once. Just too much work to do. It's just all about work, no play, no fun happening here. It's just hardship. In reverse, it means insurmountable problems, flogging a dead horse, so to speak. It means you have too much duty and you're resigned to this. You have a cross that's too heavy to bear. I mean, usually these reverse cards are the opposite, but this is quite similar actually to the upright reading, but I think it's even more intense really. There's just kind of no way out of it. You can't, or perhaps you can learn to say no. I think that's always a hard thing to do. Being able to offload some of this weight onto someone else, share your problems, or maybe even shirk your duties a bit, but sometimes you have to let go. Okay, next up, the Page of Wands. It's Pierre. Now, I think that was just written on a star card that his name was Pierre, but anyway, Pierre, we'll call him that. Pierre Tremond, Mrs. Tremond, or Chalfont, however you wish to say it. Yeah, so here the young magician has one wand that he's levitating in his hand. He has some cream corn dripping from his hand there. And Twin Peaks are on fire in the background. Got 2 Twin Peaks. They look more like pyramids than Twin Peaks, but yes, I think they are supposed to be mountains. Sorry, I don't mean to be rude about the pictures. We've got some sycamore trees in the background there too. And Mrs. Tremond is holding a picture that would look good on your wall. Well, what does the Page of Wands mean? Well, it means good news. Does it mean that gum is coming back in style? Not sure. It does mean swift news, letters, phone calls, being given a good message. Something playful, childlike is about to happen. Something full of magic and tricks, but it's free thinking and exciting and extroverted. It's kind of, it's a fun card to have, this one. In reverse, it means being perhaps hasty, gullible, or being lured into a situation you shouldn't really go into. It could be problems with a child, like sort of tantrums, or problems with your inner child, your inner tantrums. Lack of confidence, being fearful, being boring. It's the opposite of childlike fun and exciting, basically. Okay. The Knight of Wands. Dastardly Bob. Bob, who has Sarah Palmer on a white horse. She's crying. She's also seems to be levitating a log there. Flames coming from their heads. There's number 6 pole here again as well, and Twin Peaks on fire. What does the Knight of Wands mean? Oh, it could mean being hasty, being quite adventurous, energetic, charming, fearless, rebellious and brave. Also means a free spirit, or sexy, warm, and a bit alluring, a bit naughty, but also on that, like somebody who is a shameless flirt, hot-tempered, that kind of guy that would, or woman that would sweep you off your feet, but it's risky and you know they're going to be trouble. So that's definitely Bob for you. And in reverse, it's even worse. So it's somebody who's arrogant, reckless, a daredevil, overly confident, loud, show-off types. Someone who's quite violent, abusive, jealous, volatile, extremely aggressive, overly competitive and domineering. So yes, definitely sounds like Bob, doesn't it? So be warned if this comes up in your reading in reverse. The Queen of Wands, it's Annie Blackburn, as in sat in what we assume is the Black Lodge or the waiting room. She's somewhere between two worlds anyway. She sits here with a throne. So a wand sort of levitating in one hand, and in alluding to her time in the nunnery, a wand which is in the shape of a cross, crucifixion cross. And she has a flame above her head. She also has angels, so hopefully she's being protected there. She wears the Miss Twin Peaks crown, and she's wearing the dress that Caroline wore, who was also seen by Coop in the Black Lodge. I'm going to call it the Black Lodge for this. No, I'm not. I'm going to call it the waiting room. And so we had the Saturn lamp here, Twin Peaks in the background with sycamore trees, and the frog moth makes a return here too, which is an interesting thought there, really. But why the frog moth is here with Annie, something to consider. Annie's been stabbed here. She's bleeding from the mouth. This is how she appears to Laura Palmer in her dream before she dies. And there's a bowl of gambosia at her feet as well. So what does the Queen of Logs mean? It's a feminine energy, of course. Being a queen doesn't have to be a female though, but it's someone in your life who is quite energetic, vivacious, strong, courageous, passionate, funny, optimistic, assertive, quite sexy, but chaotic, hot-tempered, forgetful. Now Annie herself was a real sweetheart, really, wasn't she? But she definitely, she had her demons, of course. But this is the kind of woman who will be very efficient, and she'll accomplish many tasks. She can multitask. She's very motherly. She does lots of things at once. She's juggling all the balls. She likes organising things, and will help you organise your life and help you. She's very reliable friend. She likes to take charge. In reverse, so it's someone who's quite pushy and demanding or overbearing. Can be a bit of a bully at times, can be jealous and catty, bit of a troublemaker and spiteful, so she's someone to look out for in reverse. Be careful with this female energy if they come up in your tarot reading. And last card of the Wands. The King of Wands is represented here by Mike Philip Gerard. He sits here levitating a log. The Venus de Milo statue behind him here is injecting haloperidol, the truth serum, which revealed his true self to Cooper and the rest of the police dealing with Laura's murder. So he was a great assistant. He obviously was a huge help to Cooper coming back to his normal unduggied self in season 3. So we assume that he's a good player. He, as he said to Coop, that he was a friend of Bob's, but he chose the path of love and goodness when he saw the face of God. So what we've got here, the Fire Walk with Me, written in blood, which was written at the scene of Laura's murder, and the half-heart necklace here as well. That was all left in the train car. He was there at the train car, as we know, because he threw in the cave ring for Laura to wear. Did that actually help her? I'm not entirely sure. Because I think it might just fast forwarded her straight to the waiting room rather than allowing her to go straight to the White Lodge where she belonged. So I think that might be why Laura's dream warned her. Cooper warned her not to take the ring. So it's hard to know, but I think he was probably, in some shape or form, he was probably helping Laura, but that's the puzzle, isn't it? That's the mystery. So what does the King of Wands mean? It means some male energy, male person who is energetic, experienced, confident, strong, friendly, funny, charming, has a way with words, which this guy definitely does. He's free thinking, quite passionate, honest, dependable, protective, a natural born leader, but he can be a bit self-centered, hot-tempered, and wants to take control. So yes, you all know people like that. And in reverse, it means someone who's quite rude, boorish, forceful, a bit of a tyrant, a bit nasty, can be quite vicious with their words. They might break promises, have a bit of a temper. So yeah, take heed of this. All of these cards really in the ones they're all fire cards for a start. So yeah, so there we have it. These were the ones. I will put all of these together now, and I'm the world's worst person shuffling, so I do apologise. But we will get to some tarot readings next, so keep a lookout for videos coming up soon for your zodiac sign. Thank you for watching. I will see you soon. Don't forget to like this video if you did, and subscribe to the channel if you want to be alerted to all my future videos, which I'll hopefully do 2 of per star sign a month. One will be a general reading, one will be a love reading. Fingers crossed I have enough time. Okay, thanks again.